So carrying this idea on of trying to get our loops sounding a little bit more creative, I've got a basic rock drum set here, really straightforward. Okay, instead of looping it, let's take it right back to the one loop and let's make a copy of it. So we now have two of these exactly the same, and notice that we have here a little menu on every loop. And that would allow us to change from basic drum set 1, for example, to number 4 at the moment. So we have this. So there's a slight change between those two. Another thing that we could do is drag in basic rock fill 2. I've got this lined up here. This is this whole basic rock drum set idea. So let's drag that in, and that gives us the idea of a fill going on here. So maybe I don't do that there, maybe I do it at the end of 4 bars, and maybe this one, no, this one. Well, I like that. So that's going to give me a feeling of a little bit of a fill. I might bring that one back there. I'm just changing all these little patterns around. And that feels very much like a drum pattern where the drummer is varying it slightly but keeping the main idea going. So let's take this a stage further. We have our drums and we can look at some basses. I've been looking at various basses that we've got here. So let's have a look at this one I quite like. Okay, we drag in Groovy Electric Bass 4. And we could just, well, for example, we could just loop that and it would sound like this. Which becomes tedious. So let's just have that once, and we could look at what else we've got here. So there's some sort of single notes going on there as well. And this one. Let's take that one as well, just to see what we've got. And it's interesting. So we have all these little ideas, and another thing that you can do is reduce the size of them. So let's just zoom in on the screen a little bit more so you see what I'm doing. These ideas what we can do is start thinking about how these build in a track. I'm going to duplicate the bass track to give me some more space to work with, and think about how the piece progresses a little bit. I don't need any musical knowledge just to think about what I like and what I don't like. So what I'm going to do is bring that in as my first idea, move that one much further back. I might have this twice, so I'll do it with a copy for now, and then into this one twice, and see how that sounds. Now, just listen to that twice. I think I'd like the bass player to do something a bit busier here, but I'm not sure what. Let's get rid of that one for a minute and have a listen to this bit at the end. That little bit there I quite like. Let's see if we've got anything else. The end of that I quite like that, so I'm going to drag this in here and have a look at what this looks like. Yeah, that sort of busy bit towards the end, so we can either take this towards this half and then drag it in here. I really like that actually. So this here and this one here, I'm going to make the copy and have it doing that. And then what would that be like at the end? I don't like that. I want to go back to this idea. So I'm just messing around with the loops and bits of loops to try and construct a sort of more convincing bass line. I think I know what we want to do. We're going to go here, take those two out, move that one in there, move that one back, take these two, see what that sounds like. Convincing bass line that's just kind of on a groove. If I was to start adding master track to that, like our last bit of the tutorial, adding some sort of pitch. You get the idea. I've gone down here -2, and there's a sense the